Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going on an adventure to a super famous and beautiful place in America called Yellowstone National Park. It's full of amazing geysers, like Old Faithful that shoots water high into the air, and colorful hot springs that look like a painter's palette. But did you know that underneath all that beauty there's a giant sleeping volcano? And not just any volcano, a supervolcano. Now don't worry, the word supervolcano sounds a little scary. But let's break it down. Imagine a regular volcano is like spilling a can of soda. It makes a mess, but it's a small mess. A supervolcano is like a giant underground bottle of soda that's been shaken up for a very, very long time. If it were to erupt, it would be a much, much bigger event. So, what makes Yellowstone a supervolcano? Deep beneath the ground, there's a huge pool of hot melted rock called magma. Think of it as a giant hot gooey lava lamp for the Earth. This magma chamber is massive. It's so big it could almost fill the Grand Canyon. This massive chamber is what gives Yellowstone its super status. It's the engine that powers all the geysers and hot springs we see on the surface. The heat from this magma heats up the groundwater, which then bursts out as steam and hot water. Now I know what you're thinking. If there's a giant volcano under Yellowstone, is it going to erupt soon? This is the big question scientists called volcanologists are studying all the time. They are like volcano detectives looking for clues. They use special tools to listen to the ground rumble, measure how the ground swells up and down, and check the temperature of the geysers. It's like giving the volcano a checkup at the doctor's office. These scientists have found that Yellowstone has had 3 really big super eruptions in its history. The first one was over 2 million years ago. The next was about 1.3 million years ago, and the most recent one was around 631,000 years ago. If you do the math, it seems like these eruptions happen roughly every 600,000 to 800,000 years, since the last one was over 630,000 years ago. Some people hear that and think, oh no, we must be due for another one. But here's the good news. Volcanoes don't work like a clock. They don't have a schedule. Just because it's been a long time doesn't mean an eruption is right around the corner. In fact, most scientists who study Yellowstone believe that we are not on the brink of a super-eruption. So what would happen if it did erupt? It's important to know that a super-eruption would be a global event. It wouldn't just affect the park. A huge amount of ash, rock, and gas would be thrown high into the sky. This ash cloud could be so thick that it would block out sunlight, causing temperatures around the world to drop. This is sometimes called a volcanic winter. It would make it harder to grow food and could affect our climate for several years. That sounds pretty serious, and it is. But remember those volcano detectives? They are watching Yellowstone 24/7. A super eruption doesn't just happen out of the blue. There would be lots of warning signs for weeks, months, or even years beforehand. We would see way more earthquakes, the ground would start to swell up like a big balloon, and there would be huge changes in the geysers and hot springs. So, if a super eruption were on its way, we would have a lot of time to prepare. What's much more likely to happen at Yellowstone are smaller events. The most common type of eruption there isn't a super eruption, but a lava flow. These are much less explosive. Instead of a big boom, hot magma would slowly ooze out onto the surface and crawl across the land. The last time this happened at Yellowstone was about 70,000 years ago. While a lava flow would definitely change the park, it wouldn't have that big global impact we talked about. Even more likely than a lava flow are what are called hydrothermal explosions. These happen when the underground hot water system flashes into steam, causing a powerful but localized explosion. They can create craters and throw rocks and hot water into the air, but they are contained within a small area of the park. These happen more frequently, maybe every few hundred years or so. So let's recap. Is there a giant, powerful volcano under Yellowstone? Yes, and it's what makes the park so unique and amazing. Are we on the brink of a super eruption? All the scientific evidence says no. The chances are incredibly tiny, and we would have plenty of warning if things started to change. The scientists at the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory are the best in the world, and they have their eyes and ears on the volcano all the time. Yellowstone is a natural wonder, a place where we can see the power and beauty of our planet up close. It's a reminder that the Earth is a living, breathing thing. So, You should definitely not be afraid to visit. It's one of the most incredible places you'll ever see. The threat of a super-eruption is real, but it's not an immediate danger that should keep us up at night. It's a fascinating part of our planet's story, and a great mystery for scientists to continue exploring. So the next time you see a picture of Old Faithful or the Grand Prismatic Spring, you'll know the secret. It's all powered by a sleeping giant underneath. But for now, that giant is sleeping peacefully. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive into Yellowstone's hidden world. If you learned something new and enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you in the next video.